This is a flash and the sudden whistle of a cordite-driven ball, a sob in the clinging darkness, and a private's dead. That's all. From the spur of that distant mountain, for an instant, gleamed a spark from the lips of a Turkish rifle, a lightning stab in dark. Yes, a pipe needs a match to light it, and match is a beacon light to eyes of Turkish marksmen as he snipes the camp at night. Though death for smoke's expensive yet, who was there to say that a damned Turkish sniper was out on his murdering way? This diary came from a private collector who I believe has had it for quite a number of years. For whatever reason, he decided to sell his collection at auction recently, and we became aware of its existence and that it was on the market. Hardy was a Sydney man who enlisted at Liverpool and served at Gallipoli and in France. He returned from the war. He was wounded at the Battle of Fromelles, also known as the Battle of Fleury, which is how he refers to it in his diary. Hardy sounds like a fairly regular bloke, really. That's the best way to describe him. He's probably a bit of a larrikin. He does write in his diary that he was disciplined several times in Cairo, confined to barracks for 3 days for breaching curfew. He was docked a day's pay for another disciplinary breach at some point. And he writes candidly and frankly about his experiences. There's a touch of humour about his writings, particularly about the French. He talks at one point about the French soldiers, how they were wanting to get jam from the Australian soldiers, and the French were being issued with wine, the Australian troops were issued with jam, so they would do a swap. And he writes at one point that he didn't really go much for the vino because it wreaked havoc with his incinerator. No. And there are times when he seems to be writing poetry and then he'll stop and just write shelling too heavy to continue. Talks about hell on earth. He's writing, hell on earth, my nerves are shattered, destroyers are blazing for all their worth, artillery is also peppering the Turks' trenches. And he goes on to say that he saw the wounded and also the charred bodies of the 10th Light Horse, and they smell something awful, but they just lay there and rot. Nobody can get out to them as the Turks are dead straight shots.